Hello everybody, this is Milad and I'm very excited to share a news with you that recently I've launched technically my second SaaS application. The first one was Codemizer.com. I launched it like maybe 6 months ago. Then after working on that project for maybe just 2 or 3 weeks, I stopped working on that and I decided that I don't want to continue with this idea because at that point I thought it's not a good idea. And I'll explain why I was thinking like that. And it turned out that I'm correct about the idea. But my second SaaS idea or web application or startup, whatever you call it, it's not about AI. And in the contrast of the trends we see all the time these days, and everything is about AI, I decided that to go with an idea that it's not related to AI initially. So the idea is like that after a while I could implement some features using AI and some features based on AI, but the initial idea is not about AI. My second SaaS application is called Flowyboard.com. It's a tool to create animated flowcharts. I'd like to talk about the idea, how it came to my mind, and the story is like this, that for a while I've been creating YouTube videos. I have multiple channels. One channel I have is about technical stuff. When I wanted to come up with some flowcharts, especially animated ones with animations and moving parts, some arrows with some flowing data, it wasn't really easy to do that. So I used to use Excalica Draw website, which is really awesome. I really recommend it to you if you want to just come up with a simple sketch. But it was really simple. So it doesn't have any animation. So for a couple of videos I tried to use that, and then using DaVinci Resolve tried to add some animations to that. But it was really difficult for me to come up with more complex animations. So I decided, why there isn't such this application that I want? Then I thought, let's make it ourselves. So I decided to work on this project and really like it. And in contrast, in the opposite direction of the trends we see all the time, I think this is something that I like to work on, because the problem with AI ideas is that after a while, the problem is that all the time we see everybody talks about AI and they tell you that you need to come up with an AI-based idea. This is the trend. This is something that everybody loves these days. But the problem is exactly there, that when the focus of everybody is in that direction, it's so crowded. It's full of applications and ideas out there that if you come up with an idea today, it doesn't mean that you can last for the next year or next 2 years, because there's a chance that there's gonna be another company, a better application doing the same job as your application does, but with more features and maybe even cheaper. And this competition is so heavy these days. It's like that you can't keep up, especially if you want to bootstrap your application from scratch. It makes it really difficult for you to keep up with the trends. So when it was like 3 years ago when ChatGPT came along, when we started learning about ChatGPT, wow, what it does, and it's amazing. Nobody can do something like this. OpenAI is a great company. There's not gonna be a competitor for the next few years. But then in a few months, Google suddenly came up with another tool. Was it BART? I don't remember it. And it was doing pretty much the same thing. Only after 1 year and 2 years, there were a couple of new tools, new LLM models like ChatGPT, like GPT models, and they were competing with OpenAI. And I couldn't believe that a big company like OpenAI has all these competitors, all these similar tools that they're doing the same thing, even better in some cases. Like DeepSeek is awesome in some areas, Claude is awesome in some areas. And now we see that even big companies are afraid of these trends. So as a solo engineer, as a solo developer, as a full-time developer, that you're working on something else, you're making money with another job, but you also want to create your own business, your own startup, your SaaS in your free time. If you start implementing AI-based ideas, it's going to be really difficult unless you try to find some investors, some finances, some money, some funding that can make you to grow faster and faster. And even in that case, there is no guarantee that you're going to be successful and there's not going to be any competitor, and you're going to be only the single company that does this. And so I decided that it's better to just move in the opposite of the direction that everybody's going. So this is my application, floyboard.com. I'll create a video about that and what it does and how you can interact with it. But it was just an announcement of this. And I'd like to talk more about how I'm doing the marketing, how I'm bootstrapping this idea, because at the moment I'm a single developer, well, solo developer, it's better to say, not single. I'm married, I'm an immigrant, came to Finland like 4 years ago, and I'm still struggling with a lot of things. It's really difficult to blend in still. I don't know any Finnish language. I use my English language to communicate, which is quite good. In Finland, it's awesome. It's quite enough. But still, I mean that it's really difficult for an immigrant, married, have a lot of responsibilities. I need to be careful about my resident permit, about my work situation, and all these things. And when you want to put all this together, it makes it really difficult. So at this point, I just want to do my job step by step. Maybe again, after a few months working on this idea, I decide that well, it doesn't seem good, but at least I think it's good to go. And this is something that I said a few months ago. If you watch my another video, I talked about that. Just do it, whatever you want to do. Codemizer.com was a simple website for checking the code, but after a few months, Cursor appeared. Cursor is an amazing tool to basically just prompt and, well, there's the code. Don't need to write a single code with Cursor. And there are a lot of tools like that. So my idea of Codemizer, it was just for regular developers. They wanted to check their code daily to see, well, if you find a piece of code somewhere, how can you understand that if this code is good or not? You can, of course, import it into one of these code editors or one of these LLM models and then ask them, does this code look good or not? But I wanted to have a better solution, a faster solution, just a website pastes code and checks your code and give it a rating. But it turned out that it's not really a good idea, and the focus at the moment is on AI and specifically on coding tools. So there is no room for a tool like this, and there isn't that much I can do alone. But yeah, that's it for this video. But ask me any questions if you have regarding all this stuff. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I'll see you soon again. For now, check floyboard.com to create your animated flowcharts really easily. See you soon. Bye bye.